don't know, Cutz.
Hey yo, y'all already know. Yep, it's me right back at you like I ain't went nowhere. But look, it look like we got Z still getting a business clear reporting live from that 50. Look like in this part of the clip, we talking to DJ Hollywood in regards to the response on this Herm and Yim content. Then we got Z and Tank, they talking basically certified, all this stuff that's going around allegedly about Herm and Miss Herm is trying to be spent in other directions, and it looked like it was some allegations regarding Tank, and he just clearing it up. So he basically clapped back and he give his reaction to a clip that they came up with alleging that Tank was flirting with Yam. So I just happened to catch it in real time. You already know what I'm gonna do with it. For that reason, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to tap the bell for notifications. Don't forget to comment, tell your girl what you think. And by now, you already know, give me a thumbs up. All right, gang, let's get to it.
Yeah, I think she wanted to do Kingdom Work. Remember that? Remember the Kingdom Work Karen Ham used to do?
Oh yeah, I remember the Kingdom Work. She's a
I
Kingdom
think she wanted to
worker.
she was doing Kingdom Work, but unfortunately, to no avail. Officer Harris is hilarious. I don't know what's next for her. I think the best thing for her is to be completely ignored and not to be given any attention. She seeps with jealousy and obsession, and she's got a lot of inner work to do, so there's that. So, you said you saw him this morning. Did he come off his mic and address you, Derek, or was he on mute?
He don't know.
He don't know. Not 2 words. He already knew what the fuck I was talking about. So, like I said, I just want to know
Hey,
if you did
Shinky
it.
baby.
Don't play with me on this bitch. I'm trying to tell y'all stop. Shit. A motherfucker tell you to stop playing with him, stop playing. Stop fucking playing with me. Let me make it. So I can let you make it. Shit. This shit right here, y'all, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Derek fucked up for real.
Man. I'm retired. I thought I was. Now y'all got me making phone calls. Y'all waking me up out in the middle of my sleep. Y'all know I'm old and motherfucker. Y'all know I need every motherfucking goddamn me. I need all this beauty rest. How y'all think I look this handsome at this goddamn age? How the fuck y'all think this shit possible? I get plenty of fucking rest. That's how. But you motherfuckers calling me in the middle of my fucking sleep, disturbing my motherfucking peace with some bullshit. I got eyes for one female on this motherfucker. One. I'll make it clear. She's in here. She's sitting right here. Ashley. I don't really give a fuck. I'll be trolling anybody else. I don't give a fuck. I'm never in y'all's fucking back channels. I've never fucking called that motherfucking dude. I never asked him. I mean, you should never ever have none of this shit ever. Never none of y'all. I just be trolling. I don't give a fuck about this little weak ass clip. But I do give a fuck that y'all woke me up out of my sleep. And that's why the fuck I had to go out.
Good morning, Hollywood. I can't believe I missed the room. A lot of great reviews about the space. Spin-off, you were being dogpiled on, etc. But please, it's 30 minutes on you, Hollywood, and I wanted to know the Barrios' take on everything that's been going on. Is day 9 still missing?
Well, good morning to everyone. I don't have long as I am a hardworking black man currently on the clock. But the Barrios take is what it will be. Herm is a member of the Barrio. Herm was done wrong by this man, as this man has done multiple people on this app wrong, convincing people that she was a woman when in fact she was a man. And you know what I'm saying? And the jokes will be the jokes. No one is a bigger or above the content. We stand for the truth. And when Herm wants to come to the app and have his day to say his piece, he will be allowed to do that. We will support him. Other than that, we just had a space last night, you know what I'm saying? And it became what it became.
Come to the app and speak his piece. What piece is he going to speak about? How
Well, I
he
mean, that's for him to say and for people to find out. I don't know. I ain't caught up in this shit. Niggas think I spent too much.
Child, please.
I mean, for months, right? This dude was calling this guy Miss Herm, right? And I'm talking about literally, I used to like drag this motherfucker the whole time thinking that it was a woman, right? But now to find out that he was straight Superman caping for this motherfucker the whole time, and I heard actually flew this motherfucker and met him in Miami, right? For that motherfucker.
No, it was Virginia. No, it was Virginia Beach. It wasn't.
Excuse me, Virginia. That's what I meant. Sorry, Virginia, right? And then to be sitting up in here dragging these in the room, because I mean, I used to be in them conversations too, dragging these too, right? But for him to do that and be flying this motherfucker, I'm talking about for months, right? The room pros and cons was my morning show. Like driving to work, I'll be in there cursing motherfuckers out. Doug Bully, why you arguing with us? But the whole time, he was in love with a tranny. The whole time.
Well, this is what I say to you, Doug. If you look at my picture, below is a green dot. Next to that green dot is a name. And in none of that name does it say HERM. So the transgressions and the issues you have with him, when he does come back to the app, I'm sure you'll be able to get that shit off. You know what I'm saying? What he got going on or what I got going on ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that I'm a dog pile him with y'all. And also, I want everyone to know, none of you niggas is clean either. So just, you know what I'm saying? When he come back, y'all be ready to handle y'all handle. If he do come back, he might not ever come back. Y'all might not ever hear them nigga voice again.
DJ Hollywood, has he been in contact with with any of his close met friends from the barrio since the story broke on the 1st? Has he been in contact with anyone? A lot of people have been trying to get in contact with him to no avail. Have you attempted to reach out and check on his mental?
No, because as I've stated multiple times, we are independent contractors at the barrio. We're not friends.
Got you.
I know we run the space together. I know we, be in close proximity to each other. But the 7 of us aren't all friends and running spaces. Now, there are people in the group who are closer with each other than others. And if they reached out, that would be for them to say. But that's not my ministry. You know what I'm saying? I converse and talk and check on my people that know me and have met my family and that I hold dear to be friends, but that's not anyone in that space.
Pound Town, just left Pound Town.
We heard, I'm going to kick it over to you, Whitney, because I'm sure you've got questions about the space. I just have one final question. We did hear that Sed was in the space. Can you give us his take on these matters concerning?
Well, I don't think he really had a take on the situation dealing with Herm per se. His only statement that he made in the space, and I quote, "There is no room for a man who has dealings with transgender women to then sit up and call himself heterosexual," which is a statement that I, David James Gardner, do back and stand with, because I don't believe that you can be in communication as far as romantically and have sexual dealings with transgender women and consider yourself heterosexual. So that was the only statement that Sed had in the space.
I think that's more than enough. Over to you, floor is open. I'm done.
I know last night they tried to make it seem as if we made a room to trash and bash Herm. That was not the case. We all stood in solidarity and understanding that he is a victim in the situation with this young man, understanding that he has transgressions against himself or others, but that has nothing to do with us. But in this situation, he is someone that I would consider a victim, and that's the only way I will be treating this situation going forward. And I do want to let it be known, the only reason why the young man woke or Doxy or whatever his name was, I'm not very familiar was able to come and say the things he said on our stage was because a member of the wilderness did make a false accusation saying that he looked up this information because he himself woke was looking for a transgender woman for adult content or adult pleasure, and that was not the case as we saw throughout the night.
Thank you
So
very
that was
and
the
that
only
and
reason
that
why that
can
content was talked about on our stage, and that was not the actual purpose of the room. The room was created for something else, but because Cutler did come on stage and make that accusation, the room did spiral down that loophole. But I do thank you all for your time. I have to do return to work as I am trying to provide for my family. But I will be back later in the day, and I hope you all have a great day.
Thank you very much for doing the Lord's work, DJ Hollywood. I would like
Have
to
a good
say,
one, Hollywood.
Not the
yeah,
Lord's work.
we appreciate your commentary on these matters. I would like to say this: if the Detective Cutler is running narratives, he's also going to be a person of interest to me. I've been told to stand down on him.
No, don't stand down. He tried to pop on me in the room.
Okay, that's
green
fine.
light.
Green light on Cutler. Great. Okay, so I will say this. Myself and work, we've told this story a million times at this point. Had a conversation about Yemi. We got her pictures and we put them in a reverse image search live while we were in the private. That picked up the tranny content. It was me and him together, right? As soon as that hit, he sent it back to me. He said, look at this. I was bewildered. I was like, okay, let me do some further research. Did my further research. Some crumbs were then dropped into the GV Discord. View Me picked up on those crumbs and did some further research. This is how we got here. So it's a green light on Cutler. Let him know if he's not in the space.
It's just interesting that Cutler is trying to run with this because they have an anti-trans stance. I would think they are happy that you guys were able to discover that they had a liar in their midst, that somebody tricked, quote unquote, hint, hint, wink, wink, tricked them. So why are they upset with the app? I thought the truth hit different, that we learned scholarship and we actually were attesting to what they said. Some trans people, not all, actually a small amount, who do trick people, who do deceive people. But it seems like they have more of a issue with us who are trolling. That's just interesting to me. The liar isn't wrong in their eyes. They even gave this person a space to be able to, I guess, discuss the matter, to be able to, quote unquote, clear their leader's name. So I'm just interested in how they coming after everyone, but the person who actually placed them in this position. That is just, I've never seen this type of issue before, where everyone is the problem but the person who caused them harm. They need to transition their attention to the correct person and realize that you're in a metaverse. Nothing is above the content. You are the content of the moment. So just accept that this is your hot seat moment and that you guys need to handle Yemi quickly. And the more you guys fight, the more it's happening.
I don't think Herm is gonna turn on Yemi, by the way.
Too many niggas with a bitch's ass.
The reason why I agree with you, Leaky, he can't, because Yemi is one of the most prolific recorders on this app, quite frankly. So if she sent out that receipt of the FaceTime to Leandra Hayes, what else does she have? I don't even think he would have okayed that FaceTime being screenshotted and sent to a third party, especially to an erratic white bitch like her. The receipts are on deck. If he plays with Yemi, he is gonna play back. So
I
Just
want to
that.
say, I just disagree with the narrative that he's a victim, right? I don't know how a conclusion can come to that, right? This victim thing, right? Because if, okay, if you say, right, if you hold spaces dragging tranny people all fucking months, right? Then you fly one out and meet up with this one. And then, not to mention, all the other things that, could have possibly happened at this meeting. And then to come later and have a narrative to say the person is a victim. I just don't agree with that, right? Victim is when you are unbeknownst to the acts that befall you, right? That is a victim, right? Like somebody that is walking down the street and, get their pocket picked or their purse snatched, right? That is a victim because it was unbeknownst to them what happened. To say that he was a victim of this tranny, right? I got to pay close attention to the people that's spinning that narrative, right? Because it's actually like you're trying to save the person with that type of narrative.
Absolutely, because we know he knew. Stop. Y'all faking.
Yeah,
like, let's be serious. This man knows everything else, and he's transphobic. So you mean to tell me, since he's so transphobic, he wouldn't do everything and check everything to make sure that was not a man? Like, are y'all delusional? Are y'all stupid?
I look at that like it's very ironic. I mean, I personally think that's just karma in life. The same person who runs around justifying being homophobic and preaching it to his kid and stalling into his kid actually ends up falling in love with a tranny. I think that's definitely karma. I'm gonna just say that right there.
Oh my god! Like dead ass karma, and it's
like, let's be honest. It's God. That's God watching right there, humbling you. Like, literally. Y'all can't justify that. Like, literally, he had a recording that went viral on here for preaching to his 8-year-old.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna pull that up in a minute, Leaky. You're right. And when he was speaking to Donat.
Yes. And he was literally trying to install his kid to be homophobic. Like, he literally said that. And that's actually ignorant, especially her being a female. Females get it way more easier to like walk around the community than men. So the fact that he did that is even insane to me. So that's karma, honestly.
Pretty much. Bing bong.
The moment you said don't go anywhere.
Let me ask you a question, Thug. Do you think Fatima's ever gonna bounce back from this tranny content on her? Because she said she's gonna die on die on the sword for him. And she's been suffering for 9 days straight now.
She gotta bounce back from pushing them bastards out first. She still haven't done that.
Yeah,
she can't bounce. She's sick.
She can't bounce anyway because her nipples are touching the floor. Like, you can't bounce with that type of metrics. Your metric is all off. You know what I'm saying?
Just because she's built like a football doesn't mean she can bounce.
Yeah. When a football bounces on the ground, it's any way that shit can go. Like, you don't know where that you slam that motherfucker down at the goal line, and, at the end zone, and that shit bounces. You can just dodge because they don't know which way to get the motherfucker. No, she's not bouncing back.
She wants to be first. This is the first time in her life she's been first in anything. Y'all didn't realize that? She got chosen over by now.
She signed to a nigga who signed to a white nigga.
Now she in the 360.
Nah, 360 is crazy.
Like, Yem is like the Leor Cohen, and like Herm is the Diddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Yem is the one that signed the checks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yem is the real boss.
Listen to how she did Elisa Baron dirty a couple of months ago.
Mrs. Angeli.
Look how she did her dirty, because she was on the stage. I think she was on the stage playing with Yem. Here comes Fatima, packing up the tragic mulatto.
PTR, this is Fatima.
Mute up. Content, I'm running content, mute up.
Meta-wives. That pisses Miss off. That's why I will always troll Miss.
Listen to her. She defending dick.
Meta-wives. That pisses pisses Miss off. That's why I will always troll Miss as being Herm's metal. I don't think it's trolling. Fuck anybody that says I don't think it's trolling.
Listen to her. Look at this. They says she's mentally unstable. Look how they play with this bitch.
Meta wives. That pisses Miss off. That's why I will always troll Miss as being Herm's metal. I don't think it's trolling. Fuck anybody that says I don't think it's trolling when you're bringing up. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about the tears, Miss. You can miss me with the tears. Get the fuck off the stage. I'm not about to listen to you cry. The fuck. I don't want to do that shit. Get the fuck off the stage and cry in the audience.
Listen to you see how Fatima used to treat people over there in Pros and Cox? You can't make this shit up.
I mean, but they were just doing interviews together. They was one team, one.
Wait.
Just because I interrupt the clip, sorry.
That's why I will always troll Miss as being Herm's metal. I don't think it's trolling. Fuck anybody that says I don't think it's trolling when you're bringing up. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about the tears, Miss. You can miss me with the tears. Get the fuck off the stage. I'm not about to listen to you cry. The fuck. I don't want to do that shit. Get the fuck off the stage and cry in the audience. And y'all better not bring her back up. Do not bring her back up. Let her cry in the audience. Don't do that.
Fatima has spoken.
Like, I'm African as fuck. Tears don't move me. The fuck you mean? Look at that. Girl, if you don't go cry in your room and call it a day.
That's funny as shit.
You can't be the villain and then try to play the victim later on and cry tears. The fuck? You, girl, bye.
Infamous last
Go
word.
cry in your room.
Wait, is this shit real?
Yeah, no motherfucker.
I don't know how to ask that shit, bro.
How the mighty have fallen. And we've got Elisa Barron, aka Miss, running around this app.
I don't like Miss.
Crashing out. Oh, she's slow, she retarded.
I hate her.
Crashing out. Still crashing out, trying to run interference for Herm. And look how she was treated on that stage. Go ahead, guys, floor is open.
Hey, so this morning, she's in Crown's room, begging that I leave her alone. Hey, I don't want to be harassed. You hear just now what she just did? And now she's saying she doesn't want to be harassed? After listening to her, I don't give a fuck about your tears. Go to the audience. This is why I treat these motherfuckers the way I do. And most of these motherfuckers on these apps, without a spine, have the same kind of attitude, right? When they're given the opportunity to have a gang of people behind them that can sit there and spin narratives on you and will unfairly treat you with these green beans. I'm going to drag her. Yo, this just fuels me even more that, and it's not even over with her. Like, it's going to go further than whatever it is right now, right? This bitch deserves to be, this in my PTR is her hair. That shit needs to be yanked out so you can see the little bald spots on the front of her edges, right? That you could clearly see that she couldn't even catch the edges on her own hair. Look at that shit. Zoom in on that shit in my PTR. Zoom in on that shit right there. If you take that pink yarn off her fucking head, you could see clearly that she could not catch a braid on her own forehead. She couldn't do it.
No, that's crazy. I just feel like
terrible.
We should definitely not give sympathy out to certain people, because there's a lot of people who pop, like Miss runs around popping it. So like when I hear
big
stuff
popping
like that,
it, Leaky, running.